Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out No Time Left. So it's important to stress that this game is still in a very early state, so everything that you're about to see is most definitely subject to change. The tutorial isn't in the game yet. The developer has been kind enough to sort of walk me through a couple of things as well as answer all of my questions, so he's been very helpful in that regard. So thank you so much with that. We're going to take you through the game today. And based on what I've played, I got through one run, which is just the one system. This game takes a lot of similarities and a lot of inspiration from FTL, which is another game that it's actually the first roguelite game that I ever reviewed on a video game system. So, and that started back when I was writing on my blog. But anyway, so this game is very similar to FTL in the sense that you're going to be moving across a star system and encountering different ships and upgrading your ships as you go. But the combat is more 3D. You can move your ship around, you can shoot, you can power different systems. It's really cool. So we're going to take you through it today. Options menu real quick. There's audio sliders here, graphic settings here, and control stuff here. Now I may have to come back to the screen because I forget. I'm older now and I forget what does what. But yeah, you can actually move up and down in addition to strafing left and right and turning left and right. There's also a cloak if you happen to get that system. There's drones in case you happen to get that system. If you've played FTL, you'll be somewhat familiar with all of these concepts. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, one thing I noticed is that there are a lot of ships to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and just choose human male there. Now, there's 3 different difficulty settings here. There's Ensign, Commander, and Admiral. And if you want to read all of this, just pause real quick that you can see this in greater detail. But yeah, I chose Ensign, and I think I'm going to stick with Ensign. Because I was running into stuff, trying to dock with a space station. Oh, let me tell you, that was fun. So we're going to pick Ensign, but there are 3 different difficulty settings there. And like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of different ships available. There's the Mako, but a lot of these seem to be locked. I'm guessing like locked behind progression. Reach final sector with the AGS Guardian, for example. There's one that I haven't played yet, the NSS-03. It has 4 weapon hardpoints, 4 subsystem hardpoints, 30,000 hull integrity. So yeah, I'm just going to cycle through them real quick. Yeah, so there's a lot. There's a lot here. Stealth ones. I do want to play with all of them, but I'm going to stick with the Mako. That's the one that I played in my play session. It has 6 weapon hardpoints, which is great. Now, I would love also, in addition to being able to scroll and see them, like just toggle, that's fine. But I would also love to see like a list, just a list off to the right here, just so I can instantly like zoom to the one I'm interested in. Maybe even see some side-by-side comparison stat-wise, just so I can say, okay, this ship has like more shields in this one, or more weapons in this one, or more hull than this one. Just so I can see what the differences are at a glance. I would love to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one here. And if you click loadout, you can see what weapons you start with, shield generators, and all of that jazz. I'm going to go ahead and just click accept assignment.
Up a distress beacon in an outer sector. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it would make for the perfect maiden voyage for the FSF Vanguard. You'll be accompanied by the usual allotment of support vessels. Long-range scanners show the area to be completely empty, just a quick in and out.
All right, I'm going to skip the sequence just because it is early. This game is still early on. Now, in FTL, you would just pick a spot and jump to it. Here you actually have to like guide your ship to the jump gate. There's a jump gate in every system. But here, while we're here, if you hold in right mouse button, you can kind of just look around. I do like that, the 3D element to this. And in the upper left-hand corner, there's no mouse over tooltip, so I'll try and explain this as best I can. The very top bar is your like hull strength. As you take damage, this is going to go down. That can be repaired by visiting stations and through different events. Then you've got a shield system here. It's all empty right now because I don't have it powered on. And then you've got fuel. Right now it says 0000 KU. Okay, but again, I don't have anything powered on right now. On the bottom left, you can toggle between different panels. There's the system panel here. I'll come back to that. There's a drone panel. There's no drone system right now, so I can't like use it. I'm going to guess that I will need to buy like a drone system and then equip it, much like an FTL, to do that. Because I bought a drone in my last playthrough, but I couldn't activate it. Maybe because I didn't have the drone system for it. There is a ship one. It's like an overview of what you've got going on right now. Status is offline. Spare parts 5,000. Spare parts is your currency in this game. You'll be using it to upgrade your ship and do different things. Buy weapons from space stations. The radar is there and weapons are here. I'm going to go back to system, and if you click on the system, it powers it on, and you'll notice there's like one green square right there, and there's an empty one beside it. If I click on this again, it powers it even more, but it uses the power here. It says power 120. So I only have a limited amount of power to power all of these different systems. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. That's my shields. I'm now down to 40 power, as you can see there. So I've got different systems. There's no mouse over telling me what these systems are, but if I do click on them, it says no repairs needed on engines. The second one down is bridge. The third one down is sensor array. The fourth one down is shield generator. Okay, and again, this is an early build. I'm sure the developer is going to be changing a lot of this stuff. But now you can see in the upper left, they've got one blue bar there. So I've got one like blue shield active. And if I come over to the weapons console, I can do the same thing over here. I can toggle that on, I can toggle that on, but I don't have any power to toggle on my artillery. So I'm going to go ahead and hit I. And much like an FTL, this is the place where you can sort of customize what goes on your ship's hard points, that kind of thing. In the upper left, I've got 5,000 parts to use. If I jump over to systems, I can upgrade my subsystems. For example, I can do, for 500 parts, I can make my shields better, but I need the power to actually activate them. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my shields with the knowledge that I'm going to then upgrade my reactor, which I'll get to. If I had any augments, they would appear here. In the last game, I got repair drones, not drones, but a repair system that just automatically started repairing things automatically for me, which is really nice. Drones, I don't have any of those. And then reactor. Again, in FTL, you're going to be like buying bars of reactor energy, and that will improve and increase what you can run on your ship. I'm going to bring that up a little bit like so. I don't know how much I'll need. So let's go back and see if I can power that. I've got 100 there. So I've got all my weapons powered. I've got a 30 millimeter cannon, 54 millimeter cannon, and 155 millimeter artillery. And if I go back to system, I can power shields again. I've got 2 green squares there. I've got 20 power left over, so I think I'm good there. Below that, I've got 3 repair, 10 missiles. All right, let's go ahead and move around. Now, E and Q turns the ship, whereas D and A strafes. So D activates like these engines, so I can strafe to the right. And on the left there, it says thrust. It says 65, 75, 80. It's going up. So I'll be able to hit up multiple times to increase my speed. Now, there is no way to turn off the screen shake. That's something I forgot to recommend to the developer. Some way to turn off the screen shakiness. Some people are sensitive to motion sickness and screen shake and the like. I'm one of those people. So I would like to see that turned off. I like the effect, don't get me wrong. Okay, so this is the part that is both cool. It's like immersive, like you do have to fly to your waygate. It would be nice if you could bypass this just by hitting M or something to just go right to the map screen. But you'll see that in a minute. So you may see me making cuts in the video just to bypass this part of it, just flying to the next waygate. So again, like in FTL, you'll be able to choose between different planets. You will have enemies coming at you from the left side of the screen, like trying to catch up to you like in FTL. So you're going to be like trying to outrun them. And if we take a look here, you'll see that there's 2 different places I could possibly go to. I'm going to go ahead and click on this bottom one. Now this system looks different than the one I played earlier. So these systems are going to be, it looks like procedurally generated or randomly generated, which is nice. I'll jump down there, install a long-range scanner to begin scanning. Well, I don't have one, so I'll just hit confirm and go there. Now, I believe I had one in the last run. I don't know what's up with this, but there was like a question mark or an exclamation point, something telling me that there was something there. So you can, with a long range scanner, you can actually see what's coming up. But here, I'm just going to fly blind and hope for the best. Now this part's cool. Okay, now doesn't seem like there's anything in this system. If I hit N, N targets the nearest thing. I'm going to go ahead and move my head over here so you can kind of see that panel a bit better. Or maybe if I move myself up here, that might be better too. Okay, so yeah, you can kind of see below me there, there's the targeting panel. And you can choose between view and systems if this thing had any systems. But I am going to make a cut just so I can get to the way gate and get to the next area. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and choose a different system. Let's just go right to the right here. There's an SOS down here, so we can check that out, I suppose. Geothermal. Okay, let's go ahead and hit confirm. Now, in my particular build, there's only the one system, so like once I reach the end of the system and possibly beat it, then that's it for this current build. Looks like there's a ship there. We've picked up a signal from an unmarked vessel. The ship in the distance appears to be transmitting on all channels. They claim to have valuable information and are willing to sell. So again, if I hit N to target the nearest ship, let's go ahead and hail them. Again, I can click on systems to see what kind of systems they have down here. If I go to view, I can see what they look like. I can zoom in and out with this bar here. They have 14,000 hull. If I click on the little microphone, that will hail them. Hey, I can't help but notice your weapons are armed. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm not comfortable discussing anything until they're shut down. Safety first. So this took me some time to figure out, like, again, on my own. If I go to the weapons and I just right-click on each of these here, now it says offline. So now if I talk to him, he should be more receptive. What do we have here? Another traveler drifting through the void. Don't see many ships at this waypoint. Most folks stick to the, shall we say, more monitored routes. But the smart ones, they find their way here eventually. I'm listening. What are you offering? Couldn't help but notice your nav system cycling the same coordinates. New to the sector, aren't you? Got something that might save you a lot of fuel. Information's the most valuable commodity. All right, so what does he want to give me here? Interested in knowing what's really out there? How much? 121 spare parts. So I can buy a map of the entire sector, 121 spare parts. Let's go ahead and do it. I didn't do that in the last run-through that I did, so be curious to see. Pleasure doing business with you. Star map unlocked, sector info updated. Okay, that's good to know. And if I hit M, oh, just star map unlocked. So I guess I have to go to the waypoint so I can see what I unlocked and where I could possibly go next. I'm going to go ahead and power my weapons back on by clicking on the 1, 4, and 5 there. Okay. So here's the new system map. I'm going to move myself down here temporarily. And yeah, as you can see, we have like yellow exclamation points and we've got like these little things over here. That's a shop. Unfortunately, they're all the way over there. I would love to show you what that looks like. So I may have to go over here, then back, and then down to get to the end. So let's go to the right here. Asteroid field. Oh, this ship in orbit detected. Well, let's go ahead and just throw caution to the wind, shall we? I don't think I've been to an asteroid field. I don't know if there's going to be like hazards here to worry about. In FTL, you had to worry about like solar flares and things messing up the systems on your ship. So I'm wondering if the developer took some similar routes with this. We'll find out. Okay, that's battle music. That means we're about to enter combat. I heard dun-dun-dun-dun. So, yep, automated hacker. All right, so what I'm going to do first is turn down the audio so I can kind of explain this. The combat gets a little loud. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn this down to maybe 0.1, something like that, or maybe turn that down to 0.1. And I'm going to show you how targeting works. So this blue number, the blue 1, the blue 4, and the blue 5, that means the weapon is like ready to shoot at something, okay? And you can target these systems over here to the right. If you click on it once, it'll turn orange. And per the developer, that's like it's on a standby, like it's ready, but it won't shoot anything kind of thing. So if you want to hold your fire, you want to use click on it until it gets to the orange. So you can toggle between blue and orange here. I want to keep it on blue for the moment. And then I'm going to click on something on the enemy's ship, maybe the laser cannon. So yeah, weapons 1, 4, and 5 are going to be attacking that. You can like target different systems, but I'm going to just focus fire on one weapon for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause this. Oh, there they are. In case I forgot to mention it, tab is like afterburners. When you see red, that means my ship is blocking my attack, meaning I guess there's no like firing solution for it. Alright, now I'm not really good at this, so I mean, I can see my 30mm doing something. It's hard to see if the artillery or the cannons are shooting. I just saw something shoot from the back of my ship there. Although I can't tell if I'm actually hitting it. It has 9610 hull. Whoa! An asteroid just blew up right in front of me. It looks like I am hitting it. It's down to 9,000 there. Now, if I start taking damage, I can click on these subsystems in order to start repairing them. I'm going to move my face back up momentarily. Just so you can see, like, the hull down here. Alright, I am going to turn with it. That's the thing. I would love to see some firing arcs so I know, like, what my weapons are capable of aiming at. And, I mean, if I treat this like a battleship and just go broadside, I think most of my weapons should be able to shoot. So I think maybe broadside is the way to go. I don't see any, like, front-facing weapons, but it is a bit dark. Alright, it's down to, like, 7,500 hull there. We are moving at a very slow speed. Maybe we try and get closer to it and nuke it. One thing I have noticed, though, I was chasing one of these in a prior session, and it got so far away from the work gate that I used so much fuel trying to get back just so I can get to the next system. Oh, come on, shoot. There we go. I also can't see the hull strength or the health of a particular weapon or a subsystem. I would love to see like a little health bar, just so maybe if I had like the sensors to do it, to scan the ship and go, okay, his laser cannon is offline or it's damaged or something. In FTL, you can clearly see when something's offline. Here, I would like something similar to that, just so I know whether or not to change subsystem targets or not. Alright, we're at 3658 there. If I were fighting a human opponent, they would have surrendered probably by now. I was fighting my first enemy ship who was like I guess a pirate or something, and he gave up pretty quickly. I couldn't figure out how to shoot for the first like 2 minutes of my engines were offline. I was smoking everywhere. But once I pinged the developer and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to do this," and I'm like, "Oh okay," and I finally managed to win. So Ensign difficulty is quite forgiving. It really is. Let's take a look at my systems. It looks like everything's still in good working order. The fact that I upgraded my shields to level 2, yeah, I can see the one fading up there. But it's repairing fairly quickly. Now, there may be some strategy in holding fire until you're closer, but I don't know yet. I don't know if that's a good idea. All right, let's try and cut. It looks like he's either running away or something. Although I'm about to, like, slam into this asteroid, so maybe don't do that. Yeah, maybe don't go that way. Thank you. He's got 520 hull strength left, so one more salvo ought to do it. Yeah, that should do it there, hopefully. Did I hit him? There he goes. Alright. We did it. Did I get anything for it? Let's go ahead and slow down. It doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. There's a green thingamabob. I was so close to the enemy ship in my other playthrough that it just kind of gave me the rewards automatically. I'm wondering if I have to actually... Oh, yeah. Small spare part cache. So I guess you do have to, like, in order to loot the enemy ship, you have to move close enough to do it. All right, let's get down a little bit. There it goes. We got 127 small parts. We got one missile out of it. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at this SOS system here. I did this one automatically. There was nothing here. We're going to jump over here, take a look at it. I am getting low on fuel, though, so we may have to, like, call for help. I'm not sure. I've never done that before. We'll just jump here. SOS detected. All right. Maybe they'll give us some fuel. We'll see. Although, if they're in distress, who knows? They'll probably ask for some. That looks a bit creepy coming up. I don't know what that is supposed to be. Is that... Oh, okay. Some kind of asteroid station of some kind. Okay, I do have the volume pretty low, so you probably didn't hear that. There is a male mechanical AI ship voice reading that to me. So it looks like they're looking to trade. So I'm going to jump to my weapons, and I have a feeling they're not going to like my weapons online, so I'm going to turn them off, and then hail the mining outpost. So this is Thrixnav, head of the mining outpost. The rebels have had our supply routes locked down for weeks now. Do you have any explosives that you can trade? I have some missiles. Okay. Missiles, it's actually not a terrible idea. How many can you spare? I will give them 5 missiles and hope that I get some fuel in return. Oh, they adapted the tech to your ship's reactor core to increase your output. So they gave me power and no fuel. Darn. Oh, well. I mean, I guess... I guess that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next system then and see if there's any fuel there. As you can see, this little fuel indicator is starting to yell at me. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump to a nebula, I suppose, but it looks like there's a ship in orbit. This may be another combat scenario. The last time I entered a nebula, half of my power, or some of my power went like offline. My reactor wasn't at full capacity, so I couldn't activate my shields. It was just a mess. I may have to use some of my spare parts to give my systems a buff to try and counteract the nebula, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, output reduced. Let's see if there's combat, though. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be combat. So the first thing I want to do is... Can I actually do it? I can't. Okay, so I can't add anything to my ship at this point. I should have done it prior. So I just have to make do with what I have. We're going to... Okay, all of that is offline. My shields are online, but I only have the one cannon. So do I go in with the shields? Maybe if I go down to 1 shield... Let's try that. We'll take 1 shield offline. Is that the... What is that system? Engines. I have my engines are offline. I want to power my engines. Bring that online. And then we'll do that and that. Okay, so we're down to 0 power, but we've got all 3 systems online. We've powered our engines. We took 1 shield away, which I guess isn't terrible. And then we'll target his systems here. Again, behind my head... There's the systems. I can click on, let's just go with let's go with the missile. Yeah, we'll just target his missile there. This may be slightly easier to see because there's a lot of light. Now, I don't want to move around too much and use too much fuel either. So I kind of want to just kind of sit still, let him come to me. Oh, that hurt. Okay, taking some damage, but that's okay. That's okay. How are we doing subsystem-wise? Yeah, we're doing fine. I mean, we have one shield, so it is helping. I could be moving to try and dodge some of this, but again, I've got very limited, like, fuel at this point, so I'm trying not to move. I'm hoping that my shields handle the brunt of this. Oh, look at that. We're outgunned. Surrendering is our only chance. Yes! 36 tons of fuel. Fine. We'll do that. We accept your surrender. Disarm immediately. Any trickery and our mercy expires. Fine. Okay. And of course, he is not nice enough to deactivate these missiles. Okay, our engines are heavily damaged. We're going to click on the engine subsystem there to start repairing them. But we've defeated these guys, and now we'll move on to the next system. All right, so as you can see, we are being chased, and there is a danger here. Now, normally I would probably just go here to move on to the next system, but in this case, I know that ends my run at this point. So my goal now is just going to get up here, show you the shop, and then we'll call it a day. I don't want to ruin that part of it anyway. It's just you're just doing a quick mission, I believe it is, or you can just ignore it and move on. So we're going to jump down here, and then we're going to jump here. Quick bug that I want to report. I clicked this planet, even though I couldn't get to it, and it jumped me to the same system that I'm in now. So I had to like reuse full fuel that I didn't need to get back to the waygate. So it kind of like, even though I click this and I can't get to it, it spawned me here. So I'm going to jump down here and then up here. We may have another combat thing to worry about though. Now, this may not be an enemy ship. This could be some kind of trader asking for something. Although, based on the battle music that I'm hearing, yeah. So, it is going to be one of those things. So, let's go ahead and just get our systems ready to go. Make sure we've got everything. Yep, these are ready. We're going to target his... He's got a beam weapon. Let's go ahead and target that. He's got plasma beam... Yeah, we'll just do that. And then system-wise, we'll get our shields powered up twice now that we're no longer in that nebula. We'll get our engines powered up twice. And I think we're good to go. So, yeah. At least you get to see some different weapon types. I mean, I'm not shooting anything new, but you just saw a plasma shot like that. And that beam weapon there. I'm sincerely hoping that my shields are... Enemy has hacked the bridge? What is that even... This is a completely new thing. So I'm guessing hacking is just like... It's just going to be offline for a bit? That's what I'm guessing. That's new. Okay, well, let's just hope that we can take this guy down quickly. Bridge disabled. Okay, well, it's back online now. So he has some kind of, like, hacking system. Is that something I can target? No. Oh, he does have a hacking system. He does. Oh, one of my cannons is heavily damaged. I'll go ahead and repair that. Surrendering is the only rational choice. Here is what we offer. All right, yeah. Let's just accept his surrender there, and we'll get that stuff. All right, so as promised, I figured I'd show you one of these shops. We'll go up there. Space station detected. And I think from there we'll call it a day. Now, the last time, the very first time that I tried to interact with this thing, I ended up running into the station. 2 different ships coming in ran into me. It was like my ship was being bounced around like a ping pong ball. It was rather humorous. But finally, I figured out how to actually... Oh, this is a new one. Well, let's do this right first. We're going to take these offline. Okay, then we're going to... There we go. So first, you take the weapons offline, and then you call them. Requesting docking permission. They'll give you a docking bay to land on.
Transmitting docking coordinates now.
And you should see... Well, I don't see it. There should be like little lights popping up, like telling me where to land. They may be further ahead that I just can't see them. Ah, there we go. There's a little green thing. All right, I'm going to run into this by accident. Strafe. This is what I'm talking about. The world's worst pilot. Okay, somehow I dodged it. But I think my target is over here. I saw like a green... The other space station was a bit easier to navigate. All right, we'll come down a bit. Slow it down. We'll make it... There we go. So, like, there's docking bay 6. And keep in mind, there will be ships like this one here doing the same thing I'm doing, so it is very easy to run into them by accident. Luckily, I didn't take a whole lot of damage, but, like, it sent me flying. All right. Hopefully... There we go. I guess once you get close enough, a tractor beam kind of just locks on and pulls you in. Now, this is my favorite part of the game because I love seeing the different combinations of things. I'm going to go ahead and, again, move myself if I can. There we go. I'm going to move myself over here temporarily just so you can, like, see everything. So ship stats on the bottom right. There's reactor output, what the maximum is, fuel capacity, fuel range. Speaking of which, you'll be able to buy that stuff here. Fuel, for example. It'll ask you, how much fuel do you want? So if I wanted to buy some fuel, I could do that. If I want to buy some missiles, I can do that. There's different weapons here. There's the Human Plasma Mark 1, the Astrolith Plasma Mark 1. If I click on it, it gives me like some information, but of course, like I said, this is an early build, so some of this flavor text is not in the game yet. Yeah. I like... So it looks like some of this is working and some of it is not. But I do like that you can compare durability, ion resistance, energy usage. So it does kind of compare. But I'm curious, compares it to what? Does it compare it to my... Which weapon is it comparing it to? Because I've got 3 of them. So I would like to see more detail there. But yeah. And then if you click over on the top, there's tabs. Subsystem. So this looks like some kind of point defense, if I had to guess. Same thing here. They look like small mini turrets. And there's the hacking system. Allows you to hack into enemy ships and shut down a single system temporarily. Upgrading increases the disabled duration of a successful hack. So you will be able to disable ship systems with a hacking system. That's really cool. There's a laser Mark IV, legendary. Attacks enemy ships with lasers. Yep. So these are drones. So I would have to install some kind of, I guess, drone system. There's a repair drone, Mark II. I bought that in my last playthrough, but I couldn't figure out how to activate it. Just to show you what that looks like, I'll go ahead and buy this one, because why not? And then the augmentation, upgrade shield recharge booster. These seem to be automatic. Improve the recharge rate of shields. Sure, we'll buy that. Improve the recharge rate of shields by 10. I don't know if that stacks or not. I don't know. Upgraded spare part recovery. 15% more spare parts after a battle. Just to show you, again, I'll buy that. But yeah, those are what I can purchase here. Let's go ahead and buy a weapon anyway. And I'm probably, yeah, my balance is quite low down there. Good thing I didn't spend it earlier. But now if I hit exit, I'll leave the space station. And if I hit I again, once I'm out, there we go. Now I can go into like augmentations, and there's two of them listed here, the ones that I bought. The upgraded shield recharge booster. If I click on info, it tells me on the bottom right what it does. Same thing with this one. The drones are a bit different. Like the drones are sitting up here, but I don't know how to get them down here, and my guess is I don't have a drone system yet. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Or maybe that's what these systems are. Maybe there's a drone system that I have to purchase before I can use that drone, because FTL did the same thing. So that's my guess. Now I have this hardpoint 2. Can I activate that? Install. There we go. So now I've got this new laser installed in hardpoint 2, but I do have to make sure I've got the power. So let's go ahead and like upgrade that twice there. And yep, you can see number 2. I can now put that online. I need a little bit more power if I want to activate the rest of that, but I think you guys get the idea. So there you go, folks. Like I said, this was a super early build of the game. Everything that you're seeing here is subject to change. I am excited though, because again, FTL and games like it, those roguelites, I love leveling up. I love trying out different ship weapons, different combinations, and the developer has mentioned to me several times that he is planning to add more things to the game, tutorials, and all that stuff. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with this over the course of development. But for now, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.